Short story Yesterday by Haruki Murakami. This tale explores the complex relationships between three young adults navigating identity, connection, and change in Tokyo, where language becomes both a bridge and a barrier between them, and choices made in youth echo through time and memory. This video was powered by the AI Pandora.io. In the suburbs of Tokyo, two unlikely friends forge a connection through their shared fascination with language and identity. Meet our narrator, a young man from Ashiya near Kobe who has abandoned his Kansai dialect to reinvent himself in Tokyo, and Kitaru, a Tokyo native who has deliberately adopted the Kansai dialect despite being born and raised in Danenshofu. Our story begins at a coffee shop near Waseda University, where both young men work part-time. The narrator is studying literature while Kitaru is a two-time university entrance exam failure. Now attending cram school, despite their different backgrounds, they form an unexpected friendship. Kitaru is an unusual last name. Our narrator observes one day during a lull at the coffee shop. Kitaru agrees, his words flowing in the distinctive Kansai dialect that seems oddly mismatched with his Tokyo upbringing. What's most surprising is that Kitaru has deliberately learned this dialect, studying it like a foreign language. As a kid, I was a huge Hanshin Tigers fan, Kitaru explains. When I sat in their bleachers wearing their jerseys and spoke with a Tokyo dialect, nobody wanted to have anything to do with me. So I figured I had to learn the Kansai dialect. His dedication went as far as doing a homestay in Osaka to perfect his accent. Our narrator, meanwhile, has done exactly the opposite. Born and raised speaking Kansai dialect, he has meticulously erased it from his speech since moving to Tokyo. He sees language as fundamental to identity, and by changing how he speaks, he hopes to become someone new. Someone unburdened by his embarrassing past. The contrast between them is striking. Kitaru embraces a dialect that isn't naturally his, while our narrator discards his native way of speaking. Both are searching for authenticity through language, but taking opposite approaches. As their friendship deepens, we see more of Kitaru's carefree personality. During a visit to his home in Danenshofu, our narrator witnesses Kitaru's peculiar habit of soaking in the bathtub for hours. Through the slightly open door, he hears Kitaru singing Yesterday by the Beatles, but with absurd Japanese lyrics in Kansai dialect. Yesterday is 2 days before tomorrow, the day after 2 days ago. When confronted about the nonsensical lyrics, Kitaru is unapologetic. I'm singing in the bath in my own house, not putting out a record or anything. I'm not violating any copyright or bothering a soul. His carefree attitude extends to many aspects of his life, including his studies, which he approaches with a troubling lack of dedication. The most revealing moment comes when Kitaru introduces the topic of his girlfriend, Erika. They've known each other since elementary school, a picture-perfect couple approved by everyone around them. But now their paths have diverged. She's thriving at Sophia University studying French literature, while he's stuck in cram school after failing his entrance exams. In a surprising turn, Kitaru suggests that our narrator should date Erika. The proposal is bewildering, but Kitaru explains that he feels conflicted about their relationship. I kind of split myself in two, he says, describing how part of him worries about being left behind as Erika moves forward in life. Yet another part of him feels relief at the disruption in their perfectly planned life trajectory. If we'd just kept going like we were, with no problems or anything, a nice couple smoothly sailing through life. Kitaru reveals his unusual proposition more directly. He wants Tanamura to date Erika. His reasoning is that if Erika is going to see other men, he'd prefer it be someone he knows and trusts, I figure. If she's gonna go out with other guys, it's better if it's you, 'cause I know you. And you can gimme, like, updates and stuff. Kitaru explains, revealing his peculiar logic. The conversation takes an intimate turn as Kitaru confesses that despite dating Erika for years, he has never been able to take their physical relationship very far. "I've known her since she was a kid, and it's kind of embarrassing," he admits. This revelation gives us insight into their complex relationship, childhood friends now navigating adult emotions. Soon after, Tanemura meets Erika Kuretani in person at a coffee shop near Denenchofu Station. She immediately stands out with her effortless vitality, tall, nicely tanned, wearing a neatly ironed white blouse and navy blue miniskirt. What strikes Tanemura isn't just her physical attraction but rather her confident presence, which makes Kitaru seem to fade in comparison. The dynamic between Kitaru and Erika reveals their long history through their comfortable bickering. They debate about dialects, with Erika pointing out how unusual Kitaru's choice to speak Kansai dialect is for someone born in Tokyo. "A person like you can't make friends," she tells him. "Every time you open your mouth it's one annoying thing after another about the Hanshin tigers or shogi moves." When Kitaru directly suggests that Erika should date Tanemura instead, calling it a cultural exchange, tension fills the air. Surprisingly, Erika agrees. "Since Aki-kun has recommended we do this, Tanemura-kun, let's go on a date," she says with a smile that seems a little too good to be true. The following Saturday, Erika and Tanemura meet in Shibuya for their date, if that's what it truly is. They watch a Woody Allen film and enjoy an Italian dinner with pizza and Chianti. Their conversation flows naturally as they discuss college life and their interests. Tanemura notes his ability to make her laugh, suggesting a genuine connection forming between them. During dinner, Erika opens up about her concerns for Kitaru. Despite being in his second year of preparing for entrance exams, he barely studies, yet insists on aiming for prestigious Waseda University. He truly believes that he'll pass the entrance exam if luck is on his side. She explains with frustration that studying is a waste of time, a waste of his life. The conversation shifts to a more personal revelation when Erika confesses, "Sometimes it feels like he doesn't have any sexual desire for me." Tanemura suggests that perhaps their close friendship makes it difficult for Kitaru to see her differently. The rate at which time progresses might be a little off, depending on the person. He offers thoughtfully. In the candlelight of the restaurant, Erika makes her final confession. She's seeing someone else besides Kitaru, a boy from her tennis club. "I truly love Aki-kun, and I don't think I could ever feel the same way about anybody else," she says sincerely. "But at the same time, I have this strong urge inside me to try something else, to come into contact with all kinds of people." Tanemura observes Erika's internal struggle, picturing a healthy plant outgrowing the pot it had been planted in, a poignant metaphor for her relationship with Kitaru. They're childhood friends whose relationship hasn't matured alongside them, leaving both searching for something they can't quite define. The scene continues with Erika confessing her confusion to our narrator. "When I say I'm confused, that's what I mean," she says with visible uncertainty. The narrator advises her to be honest with Kitaru about seeing someone else, believing honesty is best despite potential hurt. Erika then shares a recurring dream about being on a ship with Kitaru, gazing at a moon made of pure ice. That moon made of ice is 8 inches thick, she explains, describing how in her dream Kitaru tells her it will melt by morning. The haunting imagery of this temporary beauty reflects their relationship. Beautiful, yet perhaps not meant to last. The next day, Kitaru questions the narrator about his date with Erika. His curiosity is intense yet oddly detached, wanting details about the movie, the food, even what she wore. The narrator carefully avoids mentioning Erika's relationship with another man or her ice moon dreams. In a moment of vulnerability, Kitaru reveals he's been seeing a therapist since junior high. But going to a therapist hasn't helped, he admits with resignation. They look at you like they know what's going on, then make you talk on and just listen. This glimpse into Kitaru's struggles reveals his sense of being misunderstood. When the narrator points out Kitaru's unusually perfect Kansai dialect as something abnormal, a passionate conversation unfolds. Who says there's anything wrong with that? The narrator unexpectedly defends, "You should do what you want and forget about what other people think." This moment of connection shows their deepening friendship. But 2 weeks later, Kitaru vanishes. He simply stops coming to work without notice, leaving the narrator hurt and confused. It thought we were good friends, and it was tough to be cut off so completely like that. The narrator reflects, revealing his isolation in Tokyo. The story then jumps forward 16 years. At a wine tasting event, the narrator unexpectedly encounters Erika Kuratani, now working for an advertising firm. Their reunion brings memories flooding back as they catch up on their lives. Erika reveals that Kitaru became a sushi chef in Denver, occasionally sending her postcards with just a couple of lines. She explains how after that summer, Kitaru suddenly announced he was done with entrance exams and went to cooking school in Osaka to learn Kansai cuisine and attend Hanshin Tigers games. In a tender moment, the narrator asks Erika if she still dreams about the moon made of ice. Her reaction is surprise, followed by a genuine smile. "I don't have that dream anymore," she confesses, "but I still remember every detail. What I saw, the way I felt." The story shows how people drift apart yet remain connected through memory. The ice moon becomes a powerful symbol of fleeting beauty and relationships that may melt away but are never truly forgotten. The story reminds us that life often takes us on roundabout paths, and sometimes the people we meet briefly leave the deepest impressions. Whenever the narrator hears "Yesterday" on the radio, memories of Kitaru surface vividly despite their brief friendship. This tale of language, identity, and connection teaches us that our authentic selves may emerge in unexpected ways. As we navigate the complex terrain of relationships, we often find ourselves caught between comfort and challenge, between what was and what might be. Much like the ice moon of Erika's dreams that must inevitably melt by morning, we too must accept the impermanence of certain connections while honoring their lasting impact on our lives. This video was powered by the AI Pandora.io.